It's the time to get down.
Times are a-changing, but some things stay the same. You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day. Maybe hit the snooze, turn on the local news, but nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
That's right. Welcome to Marijuana for Dummies, the segment that attempts to resist the miseducation of marijuana, and that is our journey. I always say that I didn't really want the title Marijuana for Dummies because it tends to denigrate us weed smokers, formerly referred to as potheads. And actually, we are a group of leadership-type people, and our use of the plant helps us to remain calm and focused. So give it up, even though it is. Hey, you guys, I'm smoking Kosher Kush, which I read the review last week, which is an indica. And people talk about it because it is one of the fave indicas out here in California. And as I so often say, when you smoke an indica in the morning, it's going to be a little heavy. Except that I need to make a run to the dispensary, so I'm down to the Kosher Kush and some other stuff, because I have a hash collection. But just have it in terms of my flowers. So I'm still in the Kosher Kush, and man, that hits you in the morning. Like, ooh. Okay, but it's good stuff, Kosher Kush. Go and get it. And it's happening here in Los Angeles. The news of the day, however, has to do with big-time tobacco investing in cannabis. One of the world's biggest tobacco companies is now diving into the cannabis market with a $1.8 billion buy-in. Marlboro maker Altria Group Incorporated is taking a 45% stake in Kronos Group, the Canadian medical and marijuana provider. Now here's the thing. See, this is the issue. For those of you who want to make investments in marijuana, some of the more stable, less risky investments put you in cahoots with big tobacco. Right. And you have to really decide if that's what you want to be. Right. We talked about stocks previously. Well, the Kronos Group, which is big in Canada, medical and recreational marijuana. But if you go now, with them having a 45% stake, you're investing with Altria, based in Richmond, Virginia, which is a tobacco company that owns Marlboro. That's why I put this picture up. Everybody's talking about this picture,
right?
Which is
that's right,
Marlboro.
Well,
hey, what do you think about that?
Well, when I saw the story, it just reinforced that the industry itself, who takes advantage of it more? The industry that already understands the nature of distribution and syndication of product, and already have what they call the protocols, the production to do it. While the newbies have the advantage of creativity, but when you have a 1.3 or $6 billion slush fund, okay, you literally jump ahead of the group, maybe not as creative, but you change the market value. And it'll be interesting to see if there was a market value change on investment. I don't think so.
That has to do something, right, Vic? $1.8 billion coming in as flood money. Doesn't that have to do something?
Shockwave. That's a shockwave, man.
Okay. Vic says shockwave. Well, check it out, because on this past Tuesday, ultra-conservative Utah became the latest state to legalize marijuana for medical purposes. So medical marijuana has hit Utah.
Right.
Ring the bell.
That's right.
That's what's happening. So, I don't know what to tell you. Consumers, the investment, remember I told you, the more risky investments are in individual suppliers. The best investments, at least in terms of security, always follows the big dollars, which unfortunately put you in the cahoots with big-time tobacco.
Yes.
And you got to really decide if you want to do that. This is part of my quandary. I don't want to invest with people that I can't stand. So that's more important than just trying to find a quick outlet for marijuana, making some money. I don't need to invest in marijuana. I don't have to invest in marijuana. My desire to has to do for other reasons, but if it's going to keep throwing me into situations where I'm wondering, but then again, I don't know how that's also any different than any of the other stocks that I own, right, Vic? Because aren't all those same companies, drug companies, companies, when I own stocks and bonds, or I'm investing in mutual funds that therefore invest for you in other stocks and bonds, you're still supporting that system.
So you would really have a real strong problem with the biopharmaceutical industry, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because where do you start the?
There's nowhere to draw the line. That's the problem, because wherever you're investing, if you support even banks, if you have your money in a bank, by definition, you're supporting certain industries because you just support a bank and you have no choice.
Yeah, and to bring that up, I was actually going to do, and I said this probably be too boring and people would be dissuaded and they still would run to their ATMs. I was going to do the hot picks of the worst performing banks, period, who deal with redlining, greenlining commissions, the whole thing. And there's just one bank that's just, oh my God, I said, this is the part where you go complacency.
I would love to see that story.
Yeah, the complacency in communities around are just kind of like, to me, what they're showing is, well, my money's good, it hasn't affected me, but the disenfranchised, those who don't get the services rendered around a certain perimeter from where they reside, affects them. So I'll do it. It's just that I had to put on a different face when I saw the top 10 banks. I said, well, the alternative banks go under that are small because they can't compete. So what is your options? And then you go to credit unions and all that other stuff. So, yeah.
And that's part of the problem. The problem that Vic and I are stating in a simple nutshell is that marijuana is being corrupted by the same people who corrupt every other industry, okay? They're taking charge of it. They're negotiating behind the scenes with legislation and finance to take control of everything. And if that's what you're worried about happening when it comes to weed, that's what it appears is happening when it comes to weed.
Yeah.
Times are a-changing, but some things stay the same.